I wish I had a Coke. I saw the science experiment once where they put a tooth in Coke, and after a period of a few weeks or days, or maybe it was just one day, the tooth, it completely fell apart. It just disappeared. I guess that could happen with a whole set of teeth. If we were to sit around with a mouthful of Coca-Cola day and night. I wonder how that would work. The teeth falling out? Like, would you swallow and then, what, would they like grow back in somehow? God, am I stupid. What am I supposed to do? I thought by now I would at least have some kind of extra work or something. I met this girl, Sherry, at the lunch counter, and at first I thought she was kind of weird, but she turned out to be nice, and she told me that one way to break into the movie business is to have a videotape of yourself made, but the problem is that it costs. I wonder if I could find somebody with one of those video cameras that you use at home.
Good. It's having an impact. The direction.
Yeah.
Definitely having an impact. Moving it to a different place. So that's good. That means that where we are right now, the whole thing is malleable.
Okay.
I could keep throwing directions at you forever, and we could just keep moving it around. At some point, we might want to, if we were doing this in the context of the show, at some point we might want to structure some of this. Ironically enough, with a monologue, you don't have to. The reason why I'd have to structure it in a show is because people are coming, people are going.
Yeah.
Lights are going off and on. Okay, there are those structural demands of a show, but
okay.
As an actor doing a monologue in an audition, you're in completely open, free space. You are the show. So that you've actually got a lot more room for this exploration. Now you may bump into, as you're trying direction, you may bump into one and you go like, yeah, that's new. That's something I really want to investigate further. You would do it by just leaving that direction in place and just letting the evolution keep going, seeing how much it could work along. Mm-hmm. If you got to a point to where you really wanted to structure something, then you could do that easily too, but once again the structure would just respond to whatever's going on with you in terms of what you're experiencing on a moment-to-moment basis.
Yeah.
So is that progression, the sort of continued progression of this, clear at this point?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So like how would you, like if I'm preparing a monologue myself and I'm home, like at home by myself working on a monologue, without another person there for me to work with, for me to sense and feel, and can you work on it on your own?
Having been through it once, you can kind of look back and say, okay, what can I do on my own besides memorization? But essentially making sure you've got a visual contact point and a different sensing contact point in the room. Even though there's nobody there, and this doesn't become completely active until somebody is there, that keeps that into the mix. In other words, it keeps you prepped and open to really going off of a human being when one shows up.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, what happens is people rehearse in an empty room, and then they go and do an audition and they perform like they're in an empty room.
Okay.
And So they feel like they're at a distance from the people, they feel isolated, so forth and so on. Kind of the opposite of the way you feel now. And the audition room should feel approximately like this. I'm in a room with people.
Right.
And they've got access to me, and, you know, that's how it would go. Get your sort of basic prep done. Be able to get it up on its feet, have done some character work on the thing, and then, as soon as you possibly can, just grab a friend, ideally not an actor, and just have them sit down so you've got live meat in the room. Because that really is probably going to prep you more than anything else for going into an actual audition with this. Okay. Let's try one more direction.
Okay.
She sees herself as a total snowball in hell. She doesn't have forever. Let's just see what this one does.
Okay.
It doesn't trump the last one. You may find the last one still coming into the mix on this too. Okay, so you don't have to offload what happened in the previous run to do the next one.
I wish I had a Coke. I saw this science experiment once where they put a tooth in Coke, and over a period of a few weeks or days, or maybe it was just one day, it completely fell apart. It just disappeared. I guess that could happen with a whole set of teeth if we were to sit around with a mouthful of Coca-Cola day and night. I wonder how that would work. The teeth coming out, like, would you swallow and then would they like come back in somehow? God, am I stupid? What am I supposed to do? I thought by now I'd at least have some kind of like extra work or something. I met this girl, Sherry, at the lunch counter. I thought she was pretty weird, but she turned out to be nice, and she said that one way to break into movies is to have a videotape of yourself made. But the problem is it costs. I wonder if maybe I could find somebody with one of those video cameras that you use at home.
Cut. Video cameras you use at home, and then throw a little something non-linguistic in there, like,
Okay.
jackass. And then nothing. Just think you need a little something.
Okay. Yeah, to button it.
Yeah, to button it up, right. Okay. Etta wants Coca-Cola Classic because Etta is a totally committed speed freak. She's the opposite of a stoner. She's just wired. Okay.
Okay.
Let's see what that does.
Okay.
Okay.